Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our 10th presentation. So this is the first meeting that we will be having after our midterm exam. So our lesson for this evening is on Module 10. We are now on Lesson 15. It is about the normal curve. So our objectives for this evening is to, number one, discuss the importance of definition and terms in differential statistics. Number two, measures the importance of measures of variability in differential statistics, and number three, understand the basic concepts of measures of variability in differential statistics. So it is all about the normal curve, and the normal curve is in statistics is just the bell-shaped diagram that you can see to depict the the normal distribution, and a normal distribution occurs naturally in many situations. So for example, the bell curve, kita nyo the bell shape siya, is seen in tests like SAT and GRE. So the bulk of the students will score the average, while smaller numbers of students scores B or D, or an even smaller percentage of students scores an F or an A. So in our case, in our grading system, you can have your scores as 1.0, 1.25, 1.75, 1.5, and 2.0, and so on and so forth. So even the smaller percentage of the students can score, like for example, a 2.0 or a 2.5 or lower. So this creates a distribution. So the distribution resembles the bell. So hence called the nickname, the bell curve, or the bell curve that is symmetrical. And then half of the data will fall onto the left of the mean. Ang mean natin isang sa tunga, guys. And then half will fall to the right, which is from the higher bracket into the lower bracket. So just like, for example, we have your midterm exam last Friday, last week. And then yesterday ata, pick up. Your scores, ang score ninyo is actually ang anang mean, ang sa tunga-tunga ninyo, out of 60 is 46, guys. Meaning to say, kung i-total ko ang tanan-tanan ninyo nga score, and then i-divide ko sa number of students, which is 50 students pa lang yung naka-bulk exam. So kung i-divide ko na siya sa 50, and then kung i-add ko ang tanan yung scores, i-divide sa 50, ang anang mean is 46. So meaning to say, guys, out of 60, ang more or less ang average ng scores ninyo is 46. Okay. Ang 46 na guys is good for 175. So meaning to say, medyo mataas pa kita. Medyo mataas-taas pa kita, guys, ka naton, ka score. So, the normal curve, dyan natin day pattern ang scores ninyo sa normal curve. Meaning to say, it's not perfect yun nga among gidaya score ninyo. However, some of you will fall onto the right and some of you will fall onto the left. Meaning to say, kung left ka mo nabutang, ang mean natin, kung ang mean natin tunga-tunga, kung 46, meaning to say, below 46, sa left na sila na belong na curve. And then, kung makita ninyo ang curve na dyan, sa tunga-tunga na, that is the mean. And then sa right side is ang mga higher scores, higher than 46. So, na-distribute na siya in such a way that it is symmetrical. Meaning to say, ang score ninyo, ay nagaparehas. So, amo daya purpose ka bell curve, guys. And then, the bell curve can depict in many instances, like any activity or scenario or variable that you can find. Like, for example, the height of the people, the measurement errors, the blood pressure, point on test, IQ scores, salaries, etc. So, duro yung pwede natong i-depict sa normal curve. So, why normal curve? In their diagram, you can see there, when you are going to calculate the standard deviation, generally, guys, 68% values are within one standard deviation of the mean. So meaning to say, guys, kung ang mean natin is 0 sa tunga-tunga, kung makita ninyo ang score natin sa to the left is -1, -2, and -3. Sa right naman is +1, +2, and +3. You will see there, halin sa 0 to -1, and from 0 to 1, And these are one scores, or the standard deviation is one step, or ang sa one step kada nga nabilong guys is 68% of the value dyan, 68%. Ang sa second bell that you can see, 95% of values are within the two standard deviations of the mean, meaning to say kung ang nasakop na within sa negative 2 nga range pakadto sa plus positive 2, meaning to say ang tanan-tanan ng scores na makover niya is 95% of the total. And then sa last naman is 99.97%, meaning to say kung 3 steps ang naano ninyo sa standard deviation naton, kagin study naton ang standard deviation, mabalik kita tuya 99.7% accurate kung tanan-tanan doon nakabuol. So hindi ko pa daga, meaning to say ang exam ninyo guys nga midterm, hindi pa siya na kon 100% gid nga matao ya grade ninyo sa midterm because ang iba no ay pa nakabuol. So the good news is diya kita sa tunga-tunga sa 95%. So ang remaining ang dapat naton nga ma-cover is 99.7% bago ako magtao ka grade nga para gid kaninyo. Pero the good news is ang 46 nga ang score is equivalent to 175. So it's either mataas ang score ninyo sa 175 or manaba sa 175. So naintindihan ninyo guys ang butang balon ka normal curve. Okay, so let's continue. Now, the properties of a normal distribution, a normal curve is the pattern, and then we have the normal distribution, which is the distribution of scores. So the property of a normal distribution are as follows. So number 1, it must be that the mean, the mode, and the median are all equal. Okay, so the mean, the mode, and the median are all equal. Meaning to say, pareho ang score ka mean, ka median, kag ang mode. And then number 2 is the curve is symmetric at the center. Meaning to say, pareho gid kada ang shape niya. So nagahalin sa amo ka dyan, then gapataas, then gapanaba naman, then amo ka da bell gid na ya itsura niya. And then number 3, exactly half of the values are to the left of the center, and exactly half of the values are to the right. So meaning to say, pareho value sa left side, meaning ang nakabuol ka score ka below ka 46, dapat mamangin parehas man ang value ka nakabuol or ang number of students na nakabuol ka score above 46. So it remains to be seen. So ang madagani nga we're using statistics for this so that we will know if truly enough guys that you can score out of 60 item test na score ninyo it 46 up or 46 down. And then the total area under the curve is 1, meaning to say hindi kita mag-isip it negative to the left, pero ang ginaisip natin is 1 step to the left or 2 steps or 3 steps for that matter. Okay? So we have here an example. No? As example, 95% of the students at school are between 1.1 and 1.7 centimeter. So, yagwa na kada guys, daya ko na. So, kung 95% gani, ang cover niya, 2 steps lang. 2 steps lang siya. So, mag-isip kita, ang tunga-tunga is 1.4 because ang 1.4 natin is the mean. Ang mean natin is 1.4. So, makompute natin yung mean natin diyaw. Assuming this data is normally distributed, can you calculate the mean and standard deviation? So, the mean is halfway between 1.1 and 1.7. So, halfway between 1.1 is, you can see here is this one, and 1.7. So, kung 95, 2 steps na siya. So, 2 steps, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So, 2 steps, 1.1 and 1.7. To get the mean, ginimo natin is 1.1 plus 1.7 divided by 2 equals 1.4. So, meaning to say, 1.4 ang sa tunga. 1.4 ang mean natin. And then 95% is 2 standard deviations either side of the mean, meaning to say 2 steps at the left or 2 steps at the right, or a total of 4 standard deviations. 4 standard deviations siya because from 0, mag-isip ka mo 2 steps to the left, 1 and 2, and then 2 steps at the right, 1 and 2. Kung i-add nyo siya, so 4 sides of standard deviation. And then 1 standard deviation is equivalent to 1.7 minus 1.1 divided by 4. So equivalent na is 0.6. 0.6. Kung i-divide mo yung 0.6 divided by 4, may mo siya 0.5. So 0.5 ang 0.5 naton is ang 0.5 na belong dia above or below gid sa number 3 nga deviation. So dia ang result niya. So amo dia guys, obrahon naton sa example naton, okay? So for our activity number 15, may dyan lang gid ako guys nga sa number 15 nga error no nga gin so ano ko da straighten out because nambutang diya no, solve standard deviation with a normal 15, solve standard deviation with any statistical value provided it satisfy the need for data on tabular manner. So for your reference, refer to your module 8, but it's not module 8, it's module 10. And then you have to give one example and then use Excel and SPSS. Sa activity natin dyan guys, you don't need to use Excel and SPSS gali. What we're going to do is to put this in ano lang. You can put this in Microsoft Word kung may dayan ka mo. And then yung drawing ninyo guys, you can draw your bell curve in any drawing platform. So if you're going to, pwede ka mo ka-draw sa Paint or sa ibang online. Okay? Or pwede nyo i-draw nga daan ng bell sa gamit ninyo sa sa Excel, sa Power, sa Word lang nga daan. May dyan guys sa Word nga insert then shape. Then pangitaan niyo ang bell curve or ma-draw ka mo ka bell shape nga curve. Okay? So mo da. And then you put a label for your example. So amo da guys, add Astra Sapientiam to the stars through knowledge. Okay, so I think that is it, our lecture for this evening, no? If you're not clarified with the things that we are going to do, please ask questions, guys. Again, you don't need to use Excel or PowerPoint in this activity. You can use any word processor. You can use Microsoft Word or any alternative. Kung wala ka mo Microsoft Word, you can use WPS or LibreOffice or any processor. However, what you're going to do is to draw the bell shape, and then you must, according to our example, naging present kagina, 95% dito guys ka ano naton. So kung 95%, duwa ka steps sa standard deviation, duwa ka steps, bali 4 steps tanan kung 95%. If you're going to use 99%, tatlo ka gidibol on ninyo. And then pwede man ka mo ka-ball. Hindi nyo ka mo mag-ball ka 68% kaya hindi siya accurate. Ang 68% is in research actually 68% is below the average, meaning hindi siya reliable. So what you're going to do if you wanted to get to play safe, you use 95% of the population ang gamiton. It's because we have the margin of error nga ginatawag na 5%. So sa research ang 5% is bearable pa siya. Kung medical field yan 99% gida kay ang kabuhi ka tao why gina himo nga gina researchan it so dapat accurate gid kung hindi patay ta na ito sa mga hospital 99% gid dapat efficacy ka mga surveys or researches. So sa medical field 99, sa mga normal field nga pareho aton experimental research, descriptive research, kag iban pa nga classical research nga bukon lang it medical. So 95% day accuracy na. So you have to use 95%. So for our example, please look at the video later on kung na-miss out ninyo ang lecture naton. And then you can use any examples. Okay? I will allow you to use any other examples besides the example kagina. So ang kagina is about, ang sample naton is about ganito kagina. Ang 95% of students at school, ang andang kataason, ang height nanda, 1.1, 1.7 na. So, as I've said kagina, you can use any field besides height. Ang example natin is about height. You can use other fields or other, what's this gani? Measurement error, blood pressure, pwede, point on a test, IQ score. So paano ka mo mag ball ka bell curve ka IQ score pa sabtan ninyo yung mga classmate ninyo ka IQ test. Then kung pira IQ na amo daya gamiton ninyo nga data. Or salary sa bigay salary example ABC company. And then salary ni Alex, salary ni Ben, salary ni Charlie, salary ni Diane, salary ni Ethel, salary ni ABCDFG puro alphabet no. So dang mga ano na salary and then amuday mo on ninyo ka bell curve, ka normal curve. So imuan nyo anay kasi ka standard deviation tapos kung ano lang guys kung ano gamiton ninyo ang 95% nga ano na you will use two steps bali for tanan ka standard deviations. And then gamiton nato ng formula naton kagina. So the formula will be bulon nyo ana yung mean. Pagka buol ninyo ka mean, bulon nyo ang standard deviation na to the left and then to the right. So magbuol ka mo ka standard deviation, yung brown ninyo is minus ninyo ang highest nga score, i-minus nyo sa lowest nga score divided by kung pira kabilog ang field niya. So amo daya standard deviation. So ang sabat niya is daya niya makita. Pero dapat 1 point, depende ka ninyo kung ano yung highest and then the lowest sa ano na. Okay? Sige. So, any questions about our activity for this evening? Mapos mo lang siya. So, hindi man gid mabudlay. I-draw nyo man lang ano na, bulon nyo standard deviation na kagyamin. And then, afterwards, i-plot nyo siya sa bell curve. Okay? Do you understand, guys? Instead that we are going to, some of you siguro, i-try lang ninyo sa Word, kung makaya, gid. Kung makaya ninyo i-bell shape siya. Okay, I think may dayan man nga sa bell shape or kung hindi kopyahan ninyo ang bell curve sa any and then i-copy paste lang ninyo siya pero isla ninyo ang value niya. Okay? Nga depende sa inyong example. Hindi nyo guys pag i-copy paste ang bilog nga sample sa libro or sa internet ha. Manan ko man gyapon ako nang opya ka mo. So imo ninyo is ang inyo lang gid nga dang measurements or i-solve ninyo sa kaugalingon ninyo and then i-plot ninyo sa bell curve. Okay? Or i-draw ninyo yung bell curve na gamit yan. No? Guys, hindi pwede nga i-handwritten tapos ninyo, tapos picturean kag i-upload. Bawal da guys ha? Hindi pwede. Ang IT students kita, so para manda ka ninyo, namin ko is ang exercise nga gamiton ninyo. Hiti, siyempre, kung IT students ka mo guys, so agree-expect ako kaninyo nga pwede ninyo siya gamitan ka mga applications from the internet or whatever nga pwede ninyo madraw ang curve kag maplatan ka mga points. Okay? Okay, sige. So, any questions? Any questions, guys? Kung wala ka mo question, ang exam ninyo, yung mga scores ninyo, diya doon. Ngaranan ko lang yan, anon ko lang yung mga tao, lawagon ko lang ang mga tao nga nagburuol ka exam. Hindi ko pag i-hambal yung scores ninyo, okay? Daw kauruya, mandata na yung score ninyo,
Ako sir, wala ka ba sir?
Oo, gani da nga hindi ko pag hindi, guys, hindi ko pwede guys mapakita yung score nyo. Hay dang base iban bala mo huya ka score nanda. Kag ang i-respect naton niya dang privacy ka mga classmates ninyo. Okay? Pero kung mag-agree ka mo tanan-tanan nga ipakita ko yung score ninyo, pwede man. Butuhan naton tulad nga gabi 26 bagaring 26 la kamok bilog. Out of 50 to nga base balaw. Hindi ko la guys pag kung kaday mayad man. Hay daw ka kuruya man bala nga ko ya scores kay iba ninyo nga mga classmates. I-respect lang ninyo daguro. Pwede. Yung mayad, i-private ko lang nga tao kaninyo yung score nyo or yung mayad?
Private lang sir.
Ha? Yes, Clea May, ano suggestion mo?
Private, sir.
Ha?
Private, sir.
Private? I-PM ko kaninyo? Sige, i-try ko karon ha. Yung mayan kita siguro, kung gusto niyo mamanaan yung score ninyo, after karon burbay siguro or tomorrow or karon after this nga magka-session naton, i-PM nyo ko kag itaw ko ninyo score ninyo. Ha? Out of 60 there guys ha? Out of 60 items, so passing siguro naton is 30. Although ang 46 ang score ka mean naton. So ang mean ka mga scores ninyo is 46. So kung gusto ninyo nga mamanaan yung score ninyo kag amo lang daw brown naton. PM ka mo karon burbay kag ihambal ko lang kaninyo afterwards yung score ninyo sa midterm. Okay? Yes, Randel, may ka to? May ambal ka?
Sir, ang Y ka ball, sir, hay.
Ang Y ka buol, mas schedule kita liwat.
Ang Y bala ka ball, sir, ka exam, sir.
Gani. Ambal ko, schedule na to liwat.
Okay, sir.
Doon yung PM, tagid lang. Ikaw pa yung schedule?
O, ganay, sir. Bato malipat mula, sir, o.
Hindi man Sa lang guro, though medyo masako pa guys, ma-announce lang ko sa GC ninyo kung saan yung Y pa kabuol. Ha? Kay daw alang-alang gid. Pero ang gid, ang tanan ka mo, pa lang kabilog na kabuol, 50 people. 50 pa lang katao. Siguro mga 16 pa guro Y. Kaya daw 56 ka mo ata, kung hindi ko magsala. Okay, so may question pa gid? About sa activity natin. Baw do sandang way pagani pa. Sige. Sige, attendance do lang kamo guys. Kung may man lang kita question, jot down your attendance and then this is the end of our lesson for tonight. Sige, PM lang kamo sa naton. I-open ko lang kag I will just give you your score. Okay? Sige, so thank you and good evening lang sa tanan. Thank you, guys. All of 24 ka mo kabilog. Sige, good evening. Good evening. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you.
Saan ako, sir, makuha SB ko, sir?
Ay, oo. Kung maka-adto ka lang sa eskwelahan. Saan ka ma-adto?
Anytime, sir.
And dang way ko pambakal. Sige, Rose, dalang within this week, Rose. Within this week, ko lang kanimo. Sige.
Sige, sir. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Okay, sige. Thank you, Ged, sa attendance. Jot down your attendance, basta nalipat ka mo, guys. Okay, so thank you, Ged.
Off record, sir.
Ano, Sen? Yes? Ano, Sen? Naka-record pa, gyapon. Naka-record pa, gyapon. Nalata ka mo Okay, sige. Attendance. Okay, sige. Ano ko doon ha? Sino pa attendance?
Randel, doon.
Ay, Noy? May pamangkot ikaw, Noy?
Sir.
Si Lionel, may pamangkot. Nag-raise ka hand.
Ma-attendance ako, sir, ah.
Okay. So, sige to.
Sir, pwede pa tayo record, sir.
Hindi lang. Sige. Patsan. Patsan dala yung record. Sa sentao.